I'm going to tell you a story that you just can't believe. How Beatrice Taylor, who was a home health aide, let an 86-year-old man lay on the floor, wedged between the bed and the nightstand on his right side, and died. Well, she showed up at work at 9 p.m. The day shift said Mr. Victim and Mrs. Victim, because they're both very old, are ready for bed, but they're not asleep. So she sits down on the couch and goes to sleep. Did you hear what I said? She goes to sleep. About 1 o'clock in the morning, she wakes up to a thump. She goes in there, and Mr. Victim, who's 86, is laying on his right side. And she tries to get him up, and he says, "Leave me alone, let me lay here." Well, he's wedged in, he can't get up. So she leaves him alone and goes back to sleep. At about 3:45, she wakes up again and calls her parents. Her parents say, "Well, dial 911. So she dialed 911, EMS arrives, and our 86-year-old victim is deceased. EMS hears her say, "Well, he's old. What difference does it make anyway?" We arrive and find out she didn't dial 911. She didn't notify her company, which was against the rules. She went to sleep, which was against the rules. And our medical investigation said that had he been appropriately moved, he would have been alive. She created that death. He laid there for 4 hours and 39 minutes, alive, wedged on his side, before he succumbed to positional asphyxiation. So we arrested her for a first-degree felony, aggravated manslaughter. She had a duty and responsibility to take care of this couple, and she failed him, and he died. It is horrible. And she didn't think anything of it. She said, when we went to arrest her, "I didn't cause that. He didn't want me to touch him." Well, if he was okay, they wouldn't have hired help. And when you obviously saw him in that distressed position, you had an obligation to dial 911. You had an obligation to call the company. You had an obligation not to go to sleep. You failed at every level, and now you need to go to prison for causing the death of the 86-year-old victim. It's a horrible event. Should have never happened.